This tutorial is going to show how to make a tassel. This is one I have made with thread. I have a piece of cardboard here. It's just a scrap piece that I cut from an old box. You can cut these to any size. I'm going to be going around this direction. However, you could go around this direction if you want a longer tassel. First, I'm going to cut off a little piece of yarn like this. And I'm going to make a couple of little slits on each side, and this is to hold this yarn in place. And I'm going to cut another one over here. Now I'm going to start winding the yarn around like this, and it does not have to be tight. If it's too tight, it will be challenging to get it off upon completion. And I found that when I made this one, I wrapped it around and made it too tight, and then it was really hard to get off. And so you just wrap for a little bit like this until you get it to the size that you want. Now that looks pretty good. And you can make them as big as you want to make them. Now I'm going to secure this up here. I'm just using this to hold all the strands in place, just like that. Now I'm going to slide it off. Or you can cut it first if you want to, before you slide it off. I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to use this to tie around this part right here. I'm going to make another knot, and this is so it stays in place. Now I'm going to start wrapping it around just like this. And this is around the little neck part up here. And then cut the yarn. Now I am going to make a knot down in here like this, and I'm just going right in there. I'm going right in here beneath a couple strands. Like that. And I'm going to run this on down. And then it pulls the knot to the inside like that. I'm using a size G 4.25 millimeter crochet hook, and I'm attaching a slip knot to the crochet hook, working a chain 10. Now we will join with the first chain, putting your hook below the first chain, wrap the yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. We will work one single crochet in each chain around for a total of 10. I'm going to work a chain 1 and crochet right over my beginning tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is what I have completed. And what I am doing is creating a little piece to go over the top of this. And it may be a little bit snug, and that's what I want it. I don't want it too loose, and then we're going to put it over like this to cover up this center part. But it will make more sense. I'm going to do one more round, and I'm going to continue in the continual round, working one more round of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We will work a slip stitch in the first stitch. You can modify this as necessary to make it larger or smaller according to the size of your tassel. I'm going to pull through a little bit extra chain. And I'm going to cut off this one at the beginning. We crocheted right over it, so it should stay in place. Now I'm going to use this and then pull it over the top like this. And I don't want to pull it down too much, just even like that. We're going to take this extra tail and sew this in place. And you can sew it however you want to. I'm going to go through the center, and I want to make sure I cover up those other stitches, or I should say loops, the best that I can. It doesn't have to be perfect. And another way, if you want to, you could sew it on like this right around those loops. You will want to keep these strands out of the way. To keep these secure, I'm going to tie on an extra loop here to secure all these while I'm sewing that in place, and we can slide that off later or cut it off. Now I'm going to continue sewing this in place. Now that looks pretty good, and so I'm going to make a little knot down here. And I'm going to pull this down on with these other tails, and it will become part of the fringe like that. And now I want to make a chain, and you can make your chain as long as you want to make it. And I think I'm going to make mine about 25. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And what I want to do is pull my chain through. And this may be a little bit challenging, but it did work a little better than I thought it was going to. Now I want to join with beginning chain. And wrap the yarn over, pull through. I'm going to cut the yarn. I'm going to cut this other one off. Now I'm going to make a little knot down here and then pull this to the inside, and I will sew it as well. I'm going to pull it in here so it's hidden. Like that. Now I'm going to take and make a little knot down here at the base, just below this little outer piece that I did with the single crochet. And this is so this little cord stays in place and keeps the knot on the inside. Now I'll sew this on in here. And then cut it off. Now we can take this little part off, and I have a long tail here. Well, I need to even these up a little bit. Now's the time where you will want to even them up and maybe place down something, because these will make a big mess here and go all over the place. So you may want to put something down. And that completes the tassel. How did you like that tutorial? And tell me about how you will be using your tassel. Did you know that you can help support the future creation of crochet videos and contribute by commenting, sharing, and rating the video? Using the engagement options is a great way to show support and endorse the video creators you watch. Rating the video is the thumbs up button on YouTube, the +1 button on Google+. If you find something you don't like, constructive feedback is always appreciated and useful for making videos better. Sharing content is a way to show others what we do with crochet. A lot of people are not familiar with the fiber arts, so sharing content with your friends is a great way to teach others about crochet. If you're new to Crochet Geek, please hit the subscribe button. Subscribing will give you notifications for new crochet tutorials. You can subscribe by email, through adding me to your circles on Google+, and through the YouTube subscription feed. If you need help with subscribing, don't be afraid to ask. Now that this one is complete, what will be your next crochet project?